Okay, so this is officially day 30 of me posting daily on YouTube. And oh my God, first of all, how fast did this go? I cannot believe I'm already doing this video. But also, I have to admit that I got unexpectedly a little bit too obsessed with it. And too obsessed in both positive ways, because I'm learning a lot about my creativity, about sharing my voice, but also on the more negative side, where I realize that posting on YouTube is taking a little bit more time than what I was expecting. So a few lessons here, as you can imagine, whenever you're doing an experiment like this, where you are training yourself to be consistent and, going for it, there is a lot of lessons you can gather in a very short amount of time. And this is a video for you if you are a person who is also doing this type of challenge, or if you are considering starting on YouTube and you are wondering, is it worth it? Is it worth spending the time? How much does it take? I'm going to share with you today the reality of what it has been for me for the first 30 days, from my experience. And obviously, it's different from anybody else. But I can share with you a few tips, and I can share with you what I've enjoyed, what I had to pay attention to, and the biggest, I'm also going to share a few bloopers because there's been a few failures in the mix, as you can imagine, for every beginner. And this is not a video about analytics. I'm not going to give you the numbers. I can tell you I've passed the bar of 10 subscribers. That's for sure. That's already a big win. But I'm not going to give you more numbers because I feel at the end of the day, this type of challenge for me, I did not start it for the numbers, for the viewers, for the subscribers, for the monetization. I started it because I got inspired by one of my favorites, coach out there, who is Glow Atonmo. You can find her at Glow Graphics on YouTube. And she's very, how can I say that? She's somebody who is always running experiments and then teaching people what she learned in this experiment and encouraging others to also take this bigger leap of faith in their life. And I was at the time of my life where I had burnout. Last year, I'm in a kind of recovery process. I'm also unemployed looking for work, and I was like, I need a project. I need something that I can control, something that I can put my energy towards that will help me create some momentum, at least in one area of my life, and use that as a foundation for everything else. And when I saw her, challenging people to do that, I was like, that sounds like something I should be doing. That sounds like something that could be helpful just for me to learn and just for me to, to embrace a bit more creativity. So I went for it, and now we are at day 30, and I'm planning to do it for 80 days at least. This is my target because I'm turning 40 in 80 days, at least, well, in 50 days now. But yeah, so I'm kind of like, processing what I've learned over the last 2 decades, what I want to bring with me when I'm turning 40, what I don't want to bring with me, what I'm unlearning, what I'm leaving behind, any, like mindset, philosophy, habits, systems that I've developed, and things that I'm still developing at this point in time. I'm still also sometimes on some videos testing a little bit, things that I'm implementing in my own life at this specific point in time. So it's a bit of a journey of reinvention and, like sharing what I've learned and sharing what I think makes a good life that is yours only, not a life that somebody else will be creating for you, but yours. And yeah, what it takes to live this type of life. And, it demands courage, it demands creativity, it demands a lot of like working with your brain and then figuring things out. So yeah, this is the purpose of this channel and why I started it. And what has happened so far, there have been things that I've really enjoyed. And I think the first thing that really popped up for me is how much creativity is powerful for your mental health, for your emotional regulation, for creating some sense of stability in your life. I feel for me, this was one of the reasons why I started that, was to have this, as I was mentioning, this kind of project running in the background and supporting me when I'm doing other things, recovery, jobs, etc. But I didn't really expect it to be that powerful. And I've really found like so much, like even like free therapy, I would say, or just like um peace in sharing my life, basically sharing my stories, sharing my experiences. Because I'm basically looking at what happened in the past 2 decades, and the different places I've lived, the different experience, positive, negative, the moment that have been transformative for me, the bigger lessons, and all of this, just rethinking them through, just sharing them out loud is so powerful because you hear yourself processing in real life, in real time, what you've been through, and how you've grown from that. Like some of these things, I'm like, oh, that was actually so hard, but look at it, look at who I am right now. Like look at what I've learned, look how differently I approach the same situation, look how faster I am at bouncing back from different situations, look how courageous I am, look how smart I was when I made that decision, look how I'm still somebody building, I'm still somebody figuring things out, but I'm in the messy middle all the time, but I'm actually I'm actually liking it and starting to believe that this is my type of life philosophy. And there are so many things, popping up to the surface, some harder. I would say some of the videos, I did one recently that was quite emotional, but some of these videos also, they really helped me process and kind of rebuild my identity as well, and my voice after a few things that happened last year, and the burnout. So it's been a very interesting way, that's just being creative, just putting something that was not there, and then you put it out there every single day. This act of creation is actually really, really good for, yeah, for mental health, for confidence as well, and just like kind of re-anchoring yourself in who you've been. And yeah, this is really, yeah, it make me feel very emotional. It makes me feel like it's a kind of a act of self-love every single day to just, open my computer, turn on the camera, turn on the microphone, and just speak for whoever is listening, and also for me in a way, because it's also a personal journey there. So yeah, it makes me feel really proud. It makes me feel that I've really grown a lot, and it's kind of strengthening all this belief I have about myself, about who I am, and about yeah, also about the future. Because I found that, processing what I'm bringing with me towards the 40s, what I'm not, is also obviously it's like helping me, filter stuff, but it's helping me feel confident about the next decade as well, and see it as something I'm actually excited about. I'm really like, yes, let me turn 40 so that I can go out there in the world with even more energy, with even more, yeah, feeling unbothered by things, and really just, yeah, just enjoying life a little bit more. So yeah, it's been a very interesting journey, just to have these creative muscles being like activated every single day, and it's really like a therapy, free therapy, I would say, that I'm doing in public in front of plenty of people who can watch this video. But anyway, it's still working for me. So this was the first really big perk that I found, and I would really recommend to you as well. If you need to boost your own confidence, to really like believe in your own voice, believe in yourself, believe that you can be creative. This is really a powerful exercise to be talking every single day, and then sharing things like this. It's a really interesting process. So if you want a little bit of boost, you know where to find it. The second thing that I've really enjoyed, from this experience, is to be a complete beginner at something again. I did YouTube in the past, like when I was running a coaching business. I was doing like, how to, very technical personal development videos for other platforms, and I used to put them on YouTube as a kind of like, a repository and having there somewhere. But I was never really on YouTube thinking, okay, I need to actually test what works here, and learn something, and then just, yeah, like really focusing videos for this platform. And it's been an interesting thing. Because I use the approach that basically is also recommended by Glow, is that, just go for it. Just don't script it. Just do one take video. Just open the computer, start, talk, do whatever. If you need to in between, just go and open the door to the postman, or drink some water. It's okay. Just do something very unedited, very unscripted, and just, yeah, talk to a microphone and to people in front of you like this. This is a very interesting exercise as well, just for the for the principle of it. But I feel it has really like, yeah, I'm just starting as a beginner. It's like, oh my god, the first thing to do is post one video. Okay, that's done. Now let's go to the next step. Okay, I'm gonna, do more for this week, and then what topic do I feel like talking about today? And just really going like this, without this mindset of, I need to have already a full YouTube setup that looks perfect, with all the editing of the video, and thinking about every single person I talk to, and really, just kind of having all these constraints, would not have really worked for me. But now it's like, okay, let me just first start, do it a little bit, a little bit messy, a little bit not fully polished, and then as I go, I'm making some improvements. And yeah, this is very like freeing, I think, in terms of perfectionism, in terms of just again, it's all about the creation. It's like the goal is to create something. It's not to make it perfect. It's not to make sure that every single person that watches the video suddenly wants to work with me, or wants to, to keep connecting or subscribing. It's like, no, 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 just what do you feel like talking? What is important to you? What is your own voice? What are the stories you want to share, and the lessons you can take from that could be interesting for somebody else? But from your own perspective, like really, really staying focused on developing your voice, and yeah, hearing what you are interested to talk about. And this, like, just like low constraint was really freeing to begin with. Was really just like, let's go. Oh, I've already done a week. Ooh, look, now I've done 30 days. Very interesting. That was really with, yeah, it kind of bring me a lot of joy, a lot of this. I don't know if you've ever had that when you're a beginner, sometimes you have like so much confidence because you're just starting and you think that you understand everything directly. And you don't. You are, um, you're gonna learn some lessons. I made a few mistakes. I will share them in a second. But yeah, the fact to be a beginner, you can go for it with some, like, you're kind of naive or innocent about it. You can just go for it, try stuff, play with different things with way less pressure than when you're more advanced and you have like thousands of views and thousands of subscribers and everybody is watching what you're doing, and you really need to feel need to start feeling the pressure a little bit more. This is really freeing, and you also get the benefit of all the first times, right? You get the first subscriber, you get the first view on the video, you get the first 100 views, you get the first like, you get the first dislike. I also got my first dislike recently. I was like, yes, got it. So yeah, the first comment, and it's kind of very interesting on YouTube that how many people are already watching actually. Like my first video started like with 20 views each, and I was like, who are the people watching that? Like, how did they find me? How did they find me on the thousands and hundreds of thousands of videos on YouTube? How it's kind of magical when you think about it. It's like, oh, somebody somehow clicked on my face or something. Well, the algorithm thought that was an interesting video for them. It's very yeah, it's kind of like magical at the end of the day. So somehow there's this kind of like a, how is this happening? I don't know. And yeah, all these first ones, obviously, that gives you a good boost of momentum, and that gives you something that yeah, that you see that there is progress, even if it might be slow, by the way, because my progress has been slow. It's not like like skyrocketing views and everything yet, but it's yeah, you see some progress. So every single day you are like, ooh, okay. I even got my first confetti. I want to mention that I tested shorts last week just to see if it could help boost a little bit, and I got one that performed quite well. And I had like when you are on YouTube, when you come on your dashboard in your analytics, it just gave me confetti because that video did well, and I was like, what is that? I've never seen that before. But anyway, you get like some kind of things that help you be engaged. So that's an interesting bit of being a beginner. And as I was saying, you also make your very first mistakes. My very first mistake. So I think I did two big mistakes at the same time. So I missed one day because I was sick. So the day after, I posted two videos to catch up on that video. And so that was probably the first mistake, because I think the algorithm got confused about why I'm posting two videos more or less at the same time. And one of these videos, I thought it would be funny to use profanity in there. So it was a video about how I'm learning to be unbothered and doing it without turning completely unhinged. But it's not exactly the words that I used there. I used words in the title of the video, in the video name, in the thumbnail, in the description that were actually profanity, according to YouTube. And then also in the first minute and first 30 seconds of the video, there were also twice words like this that apparently are very unpolite, which for me it's like, it's just like, yeah, I would say that naturally as well. But I learned that if you do that and you're a new channel, then unfortunately the algorithm stopped pushing your videos. So this happened on the second week of posting, and yeah, that was kind of a blow, in my beginner's confidence, because I was like, I'm doing well, it's going up, and then poof, you get a little bit of dump. So yeah, you just like learn things like this, and you make the mistakes as well. And this is one of the big ones. But for instance, I had times where the microphone, I started this new microphone, which is a little bit better than I had the headphones before. That was completely like touching my earrings all the time, which was really annoying, I think, to listen to. But then I tested the microphone, and the settings were not proper. So there is one video where the sound is absolutely horrible. I'm really sorry if you listen to that one. I also continuously, I'm bumping the table in which I'm recording this. And I have also videos where I did not realize that I had lipstick on my teeth. Two videos like this, and it's like all these mistakes and all this, like learning how to adjust the light so that, if the sun is passing by, it does not suddenly go dark and lighter as well. There are plenty of tiny mistakes and tiny things that you learn as you go. I also learned to do thumbnails, and this was also probably one of the worst parts of the experiments. But it's also like, at the beginning you start. I was scrolling the videos and stopping at different moments to find what could be a thumbnail face, but they are like faces where I'm like, or like with my eyes closed like this, and it's like, it was such a ridiculous experience to do, and I found a better way now. But there are all these things like this, like, you know, there is a kind of joy as well in these early mistakes when you are really a beginner. For me, it brought me so much, like, yeah, I'm like, ooh, that's a cool stuff. That is something I didn't know, and now I know, you know. There's a joy in this process of making the mistakes as well that I found overall, yeah, very interesting to be a beginner at something, and to be also in a platform where nobody knows I'm here. I have literally not told anybody that I know or anybody I connect with on other platforms that I've started this channel. So they don't know this. They cannot find me because my name is not directly written. So it would take somebody to really, really go and you know, stalk me to be able to find me. But I also find it freeing to be on a platform where nobody knows me, and then I can make new connections and new people and find new community of people who are also interested in the same topic that I am. That is also very freeing in a way, and that kind of beginner somewhere new where nobody has any expectations for you is a very empowering place as well to be. So these are the two things I enjoy the most. This flow of creativity that is helping me really having strong foundations for confidence and rebuilding my life as well, and then this total beginner mindset with the confidence, the mistakes, the wins that are coming with it, that have been very entertaining for the last 30 days for sure. In terms of lessons, so this is more like the things where you know, I've been reflecting a lot on now on having 30 days of data on what I can do better, and the things also went a little bit more on the too obsessive side. So the biggest learning, there is one around skills, because obviously when you are recording your face every single day on the camera for between, I think now I'm around 20-30 minutes per video, so it's quite a lot of hours of talking. You notice things. Like, I've been really rewatching the videos every single time, and you know, noticing when I'm using filler words, noticing when I'm breathing poorly, noticing when my thoughts are not very articulate because I'm not scripting these videos, so I just have like bullet points of things I want to talk about, but it means that my brain is busy, you know, explaining things. So sometimes my the way I share is not as you know, as specific as it could be, or there are missing examples or stories, or it feels a little bit, you know, too much in the air, or less less practical. So there are things that I'm learning from just the perspective of public speaking that I know I want to improve in the next videos. And also, you know, sometimes I forget to even say to you, why should you be watching this video? And it's like, well, just to listen to my voice is not a good reason. I think I would not personally be watching that. So I still have a lot of work to do in terms of like content, and really thinking about you guys watching this video, about, you know, what you might need to hear, what are the things that might be in your head as well that I could answer, because I'm also living these experiences. So yeah, a little bit more on the presentation skills, on the design, and also body language, because somehow I thought I was talking faster than that because I always run out of breath, but actually when I listen to the video, I'm actually very slow, and there is not a lot of emotions, which is normal because, as I'm saying, I'm not scripting these videos, so I have to think about what I'm saying, and my brain is so busy thinking about the words that I don't really have time to think, actually, is my like emotional tone aligned with it? Is my body language expressing something? Is it good right now to make a pause, or to continue, or to go faster, or to be more excited, or to be a little bit slower? I have still work to do on that, and I think that's going to come with even more practice, obviously. So once my brain is used to, you know, free-flowing what I'm saying and be more articulate about it, then I can start thinking about everything else, which I think, yeah, just for that, it's worth doing this exercise, because I think public speaking is always an important thing, to be convincing to people, to be able to present yourself, whatever you do in life. I think this is a skill that needs to be practiced, and for me, I can do this in a very short amount of time. I have hours of video footage to just analyze and look at it and see where I can where I can bring different things. So yeah, it's also it's also a very, very interesting experience when some videos I do only 10 minutes, some videos I manage to speak for 30 minutes. It's a whole different process as well in terms of content that I need to do. So this is also something I'd like to do more. I would like to be able to speak a little bit more and having more like stories or different examples to inspire people, and that takes a bit more time as well to practice, or make it good enough that you want to listen to my voice for the next 30 minutes, because it's quite a long amount of time to invest. So yeah, doing some things on that, doing more like practice around my voice, around how I breathe, around also what time of the day do I record the videos, because there are days where I'm very tired, and sometimes, sometimes I want to record in the morning, sometimes I record just after lunch, and I'm like a siesta time. So yeah, it's a bit of still practicing when I record the videos, and what could be the best for me to have the best energy as well. Yeah, so a lot of skill building in this process that I think is also very interesting in itself, just to have this. So if you are also thinking about your public speaking skills and you would like to be able to speak like this, completely extratemporaneous without any notes, and you are like, okay, I need to put in the reps. This is a good way to do that, without putting it out there for people. Actually, you could just be recording yourself if you wanted. But I found knowing that some people are going to watch it, and right now, but also maybe in the future, when this channel is a little bit bigger, it's also it gives me more like accountability to try to improve and to really reflect on the videos and how I present and everything. So yeah, that's another perk, another thing to learn that's more something in progress. I feel the biggest lesson, though this is the one that I was mentioning earlier as with obsession, is that I've learned a lot about how I still handle intensity, and I put myself too much pressure on some topics. So I can walk you through the different ways I've been going through. So there was like the first week was just a beginner. So it was like just started, the flow was easy. I was like, oh yeah, I have all these ideas. Let me just talk about this. And I went for it really, really like light formats, shorter videos, just in the flow. Just I got the very first 7 like very, very quickly. Like yeah, in a week it was done, but without like a lot of extra time or pressure. And then, as the second week started also the same, it started already to feel like like habit. So I was already thinking, okay, now I've done some videos, now I can start, building the channel, and I can start thinking about what I want to do with this. And I think it was already a little bit too early for me to get clarity, but I started to try to think about a strategy, or, do I want to restart a business around this? Like, what do I want to do? So I kind of already started to deviate from the initial idea of just doing it for me and just doing it for my journey, and just, enjoy that. I think it just sneaked in on me, because my brain was like, oh, okay, you already started, you're in the momentum. Oh, look, there is this thing you can improve, and there is this branding you can do. And, it's like all my previous business background just popping up to the surface, and like, hey, all these things that you could be doing. So I was good at putting a little bit of time for it, but not too much. But the third week, as I was mentioning, I did this big mistake with the 2 videos at once, and with the video with profanity. So I saw that the numbers were not going up at all, like that even the videos were not getting any impressions at all. And I was like, panic. Now we need to start learning a little bit more about YouTube and how the algorithm work, which I absolutely did not check before I started, because I thought it would be really distracting for me. And as I was saying, the goal was really just to practice my creativity and have a project that doesn't necessarily have a purpose or a real like business goal. So this is when I started, like adopting a little bit more. I started like playing a little bit too much with ChatGPT to improve my titles, and starting to like tweak things across the board. And I spent it way more time than what I needed. I'm gonna say that. And then yeah, it continued the week after, so I was really kind of overdoing it a little bit too much, I would say. Spend a little bit too much time trying to test shorts as well, to see that could be another option to bring the views up. And I basically starting to also starting to talk about topics that maybe are a bit less relevant to me, or like that they did not really feel that they were coming from me, or they felt that they were like more like trying to get more people to watch rather than actually continuing what I was doing. And I think this is a very interesting very interesting thing. But I found it actually very easy to, at the moments where you do something with joy and without purpose, and then the moment you start putting a purpose on it, or you start looking at the analytics and you see it doesn't match what you want, then directly my brain was like, we need to understand the algorithm, we need to fix things, we need to fix this and that, we need to try this and that. And I basically lost joy in the process, which was really, really, yeah, really what I did not wanted. But also I can see how, this could actually burn down somebody, because if you are spending so much time, like I moved from, I think the first week I was spending an hour and a half a day to do all this on YouTube, and it ended up at some 3 hours plus, just for the recording of the videos and the short, but also, like thinking more in details about the script, or thinking more in, like about the title and the bullet points and stuff like this, but also like, trying to tweak and understand the algorithm. It took me way more time. I was like a bit more obsessed with the analytics or checking them every day, which is not really helpful. And I was like surprised how fast this happened, because I'm only 30 days in. So, and yeah, it kind of like swallowed me a little bit. And this is really something important. I know for myself that I can be very like go very intensely in things. So if I start something, I'm always dedicated, I'm disciplined, I'm consistent. That's quite easy for me. But sometimes I can get dragged into it and do too much about the same thing, because my brain is like, okay, there is a bit of momentum. You need to keep going. You need to do more. You need to, write this. And if I don't pay attention about how much time I spend on that, I can really get dragged into it. And that's when I start losing motivation. I start losing joy, and I start I'm just up there in the analytical mind, rather than actually in the real the real place where I want to be. And that's a big, it's a lesson I knew already from before, but I saw it happen so fast with YouTube, that I'm also like, okay, it can be something that is really absorbing a lot of your time, and you need to be very clear on how much you want to do, and how you want to manage that. Particularly if I continue doing daily videos, I cannot be spending so much time on that. So, and also, just obsessing about the analytics, because I don't know what the algorithm is really doing out there, and I really cannot control that. So for me, it's more trying to see, am I really doing am I really doing the right thing? Am I spending too much time? Am I getting obsessed? Am I being stressed about my YouTube numbers? Because I don't want to be stressed about it. This is just a project on the side of more stressful things, like having to find a real job. So this, for me, it's like it needs to remain a project that is actually enjoyable and actually teaching me something, but also not something that's consuming so much time without bringing so much joy back. So I'm in a kind of like, this week is the recalibration phase. It's more really like starting to think about, should I batch videos, for instance, because I have now an idea about where I want to go a little bit more. So I could do more videos on the same day, but still posting daily, or I could, like edit things at the same time. So there's a little bit more thinking about, can I be more efficient with the time? And also, rethinking, for instance, if I want to do improvements. Right now I've created a list, which is more like, okay, to-do list. Like if I see something, I don't do it directly. It's like, okay, drop it on the list. And then once a week, I go and I spend a few more hours on just improving these things. And then that's it. I park it for next week. And same thing with learning. If I want to learn about the algorithm or something, maybe I'm going to watch one video during lunch, that's it. But I don't want to start obsessing about everything and learning about, all the thumbnail psychology and all the title psychology and all these things. I feel this is a bit later. And I'm also really trying to see this as a journey. So what do I need right now? This is my next question is, what is the next goal I have for next week? That's it. So next week, for instance, in this case, is going to be improving a little bit more, like the speaking, the rhythm, the emotions and stuff like this. This is my goal for the next week. And then next week after can be, now I'm going to go do more things around the titles and the thumbnails, but I want to make sure that I pace that so that I can learn and I can develop skills as well, because it's an interesting journey, but not doing it in a way that is completely overtaking my entire life and obsessing me. And I wake up at night and I'm thinking about the video performance. Like it's not something that I want to really bring into my life. I want to just bring the joy of the creation and the possibility to connect with some of you on some of these topics. So that's a kind of like reframing and also thinking about using less, AI, or like less thinking about the algorithm, less thinking about what everybody else needs to hear, and more thinking about, what do I want to hear? What do I want to talk about? What is important? Because all these things are part of me. They are part of the personal bond I want to create. And that's something like, if I think in the future, assuming I'm going to continue for 80 days for sure and a little bit more, then, these things need to make sense. And there needs to be a little bit more thinking like an investor, like not thinking, oh my God, right now something's not working, I need to panic and make poor decisions, but thinking, okay, if I invest right now and I compound things, in the future it's going to give me better results. So having this mindset of, picking topics that I'm really interested in, because then I can also bring the right energy and they make sense, and I can talk about it with somebody, and it's not completely disaligned, because sometimes you see some YouTubers, they're only creating for what people want from them, but at some point they're also saying like, you know what, I lost myself in the process because I had to become a different person or talk about things that I didn't really care about. This is something I really want to stay away from. So yeah, it was a very short lesson of starting, then you start panicking that you're a beginner, and then you try to learn as much, and then you get dependent from analytics, and you try to tweak things to save the result and stuff like this. This is really very, very fast, very intense, but I'm glad that I learned it so early in the process, which is also what happens when you do things daily. You can learn faster, and that means that I'm not going to panic for the future videos, so it will be a little bit better. So yeah, I would say overall, so this has been my journey. I would say overall it's worth it. I would really recommend it if you are trying to train your voice, if you want to learn how to express yourself, content creation, all these skills that are very, very helpful. But also for yourself, you will feel the self-love, you will feel the stronger connection with yourself and with your own stories and your own experiences and your own creativity, and and that joy of being a beginner. You cannot replace that with anything else. But yeah, I would say just make sure that you have, I was mentioning, have clear goals for yourself and disconnect a little bit from the outcomes, and yeah, just watch yourself in this process. You're gonna become a way bigger person. At least that's what I'm seeing from myself. I'm learning things. I'm really enthusiastic about it. And I'm not sure what the next 60 days are going to look like, but I will do another video at 60 days to share with you probably some more results, analytical this one, because I think I will have more data, but also, what else I've been experiencing in this process that, as a beginner, as somebody who started and wants to know what's happening on month number 2, I can tell you that in 30 days. And yeah, just trying to less overthinking about everything, about the video title, about the thumbnails, about the topics I'm talking about, and also, like, this channel is going to grow the way it has to grow. Instead of me trying to constantly like push clarity, I think sometimes you just need to try different things, keep talking, and then things are going to refine itself with life and with time. Sorry, with life as well, but with time mostly. So yeah, I'm interested to see how this evolve and where I am in 60 days, and yeah, how my face look, because it's also another thing when you do daily videos. You see yourself changing physically as well. You see different haircuts, and I think so far you've been able to see all my earring collection. Can have a look. There are a few, but yeah, it's anyway, it's an interesting process, and yeah, I'm looking forward to just, yeah, be there in the next 30 days and tell you all about it. So I hope to see you there, and I see you for sure tomorrow for another video.